Did you hear about the guy who sent a loaf of bread with his job application? He wanted to roll in the dough. Now that's not just an interesting way to job hunt. It's an innovative approach to catching a prospective employer's attention. Greetings, folks, and welcome to the elaborate art of job hunting. A thrilling journey that feels a bit like a movie with you being the star. Picture yourself as Indiana Jones. But in your case, rather than pursuing ancient artifacts, you're pursuing that elusive first job. It may feel like you're dodging huge boulders or outsmarting intricate traps just to even get an interview, but that's just part of the adventure. The quest for employment without any experience is a narrative as old as time itself. It's a conundrum similar to a chicken and egg situation. You require experience to secure a job, but, paradoxically, you need a job to gain experience. This perplexing cycle often leaves many scratching their heads in bewilderment, questioning, how exactly do I break into this cycle? And let's not even start on the misconceptions that cloud this adventure. You've probably heard them all. No one will hire you without experience. You might have to work for free to gain experience. You must accept any job offer that comes your way. But let's clear the air here. They are just myths, folks. Scary stories that are told to incite fear in the hearts of job seekers. Certainly job hunting experience is challenging. It's comparable to trying to bake a cake without knowing the recipe. You are aware that you need flour, eggs, and sugar. But what are the specific quantities? And in what sequence should they be mixed? But just like baking, job hunting also has its recipe for success. And it's anything but impossible. So, are you wondering about the secret ingredient to this recipe? Well, that's where our journey takes an interesting twist. Over the next few minutes, we'll delve deeper into the world of job hunting. We'll debunk myths, separate facts from fiction, and equip you with the necessary tools you need to land that first job. Remember this, folks. Job hunting without experience can feel like trying to win a marathon with one leg, but with the right guidance and persistence, it's not impossible. Writing a resume with no experience is quite like trying to write a novel with no storyline. However, fear not, we have a few suggestions for you. Yourself as a newly emerged superhero. You haven't yet embarked on world-saving quests, haven't cast down any evil villains, no metropolises have been safeguarded owing to your powers. But you are brimming with potential and endowed with superpowers. Your resume is the perfect platform to display this potential, to highlight your unique abilities. But let's clarify, we're not talking about superhuman strengths or the ability to teleport. We're referring to your actual, tangible skills, such as your exceptional organizational abilities, your proficiency with software like Excel. Consider this, you may not have saved the planet yet, but you can brew an outstanding cup of coffee. Who knows, a well-made cup of coffee might be the secret weapon your future boss requires to triumph in the corporate sphere. Let's now discuss the role of education in your resume. Now, this isn't limited to degrees and commendations. Think larger. Think online certifications, workshops, seminars. Those certificates you earned from that intensive coding bootcamp, or that digital marketing course. They're your medals of honor, your symbols of wisdom. They indicate that you're not just passively waiting for experience to land on your lap. You're actively hunting for it, eager to get hands-on experience in your field. Lastly, we'll delve deeper into your determination. This isn't something you can numerically measure nor express in bullet points, but it's an attribute you can demonstrate through your personal statement, your cover letter. This is where you narrate your journey, where you tell your future employer that you're enthusiastic about seizing opportunities, that you're willing to learn and contribute. Remember, your resume is more than a mere catalog of job titles and dates. It's a mirror reflecting who you are, what you've achieved, and what you're capable of. It's your opportunity to persuade your future employer that you, yes you, are precisely what they've been for. So folks, a resume devoid of job experience doesn't have to be as hollow as a politician's promises. Fill it with your skills, your education, and your unwavering determination. Job interviews can be as nerve-wracking as a first date. You're trying to look your best, say the right things, and hoping they'll want to see you again. Think of it this way. Imagine you're on a date, aiming to impress. You've painstakingly spent an entire hour meticulously deciding the perfect outfit. You've rehearsed your most charming smile in front of the mirror until you've got it just right. Now you're anxiously seated there, waiting for your spaghetti to be served, praying fervently that you won't end up unattractively slurping it all over your carefully chosen attire. Sound familiar? Well, that's effectively what a job interview is. You see, job interviews bear uncanny resemblances to first dates. You're encountering a new person, striving to make that indelible first impression, and attempting to avoid any embarrassing blunders. And similar to a first date, it's perfectly normal to have a bit of anxiety fluttering in your stomach, but always keep in mind, it isn't a battlefield, it's merely a conversation. So you might be wondering, how do you effectively navigate this conversation, particularly if your job experience is somewhat sparse? First and foremost, just be yourself. Authenticity is a trait that is highly valued. Remember, you are not auditioning for the role of a seasoned, Oscar-winning actor, you're applying for a job. The interviewers want to meet the real you, not some fabricated character you're masquerading as. Secondly, emphasize your skills, not your lack of experience. Perhaps you haven't been employed in a corporate environment before, but you've successfully organized team events at school, or efficiently managed tight deadlines on personal projects. These experiences have equipped you with useful skills. Don't hesitate to highlight them. Thirdly, don't forget to ask questions. This demonstrates that you're interested, involved, and engaged in the process. Moreover, it gives you an opportunity to assess if the company aligns with your personal values and goals. Remember, the interview isn't solely about them evaluating you, but it's also about you gauging whether they are a good fit for you. Lastly, radiate enthusiasm, excitement about the opportunity that lies ahead. Convey to them that you are eager to learn, adapt, and grow. This enthusiasm can often compensate for a lack of experience. So, always remember, a job interview isn't a death sentence. It's simply an opportunity to have a meaningful conversation. And if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, just remember to breathe. After all, no one appreciates a fainter. You've sent out your resume, nailed the interview, and now you wait. The waiting game can feel like the longest, most agonizing part of the job hunt. Your heart pounds in your chest as you contemplate your future, wondering if this potential employer might be the one to finally recognize your talents and skills. It's comparable to that moment when you finally gather the courage to confess your feelings to your longtime crush, and are met with an agonizing silence. Terrifying and exhilarating, isn't it? The clock, once a mere object on your wall, now appears to have gained a cruel sense of humor and ticks slower with each passing second. Each minute feels like an eternity, the hands of the seemingly frozen in time. It's as if you're trapped in a slow-motion sequence, with your heart pounding in sync with the monotonous ticking. The anticipation reaches a fever pitch, and your mind starts playing tricks on you. What if they've lost your application? What if they've forgotten about you completely? You start to realize that this is not just waiting for a job offer, but a journey of self-discovery. It's like being in a suspense movie, where the musical score builds up, heightening the tension. You're on the edge of your seat, palms sweaty, heart racing. You're half expecting a dramatic reveal. But instead, you're just staring at your email inbox, hoping for that one message could change your life. And therein lies another twist in the plot. Every time your phone buzzes, your heart does a little somersault. It's like a mini roller coaster ride every single time. Is it them? No, another spam email. But then, a thought strikes you. Maybe they're just playing hard to get, or perhaps they're testing your patience, seeing if you'll crack under the pressure. The moment of comic relief arrives when you start imagining the employer slyly grinning at their screen, relishing the suspense they are causing. It all brings a smile to your face. The serious, often daunting task of job hunting has suddenly taken on a light-hearted turn, and it breaks the monotony. It's a reminder, job hunting can be a wild ride, but with a bit of a dash of courage and a sprinkle of humor, you'll land that job in no time. And if you don't, well, there's always that loaf of bread trick.